Live from the Heartland with your hosts, Katy, Hogan, Michael James, and Thom Clark.
Union, I'm sticking to the union. I'm sticking to the union. All you can stand me, I'm sticking to the union. I'm sticking to the union. Till the day I die.
One of these days I should put her mic
ahead,
on
use
right
it.
while she's singing.
So you can.
Because last week she's like, don't worry, the mic's not on, they can't hear me.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Can't stand me, I'm sticking to the union.
I'm sticking with the union.
I'm sticking with the union.
I am a member of a
You
union.
can't scare me, I'm sticking to the union. I'm
Sticking with the union.
until I die.
Well, hey, and good morning to all of you people out there. It's the start of the Labor Day weekend, and we're so glad that you have tuned in to the Live from the Heartland show. We always welcome all our brothers and sisters, our hermanos y hermanos. We're here every Saturday morning, and that was a little tune called Sticking with the Union, or Union Made, and I think it was by Ruthie Miranda and Dar Williams from a concert for Pete Seeger's 90th birthday at Madison Square Garden. So we got a wonderful show today. It is raining outside, so you may as well stay inside and listen to us. And it's going to clear up, and we're going to have a great Labor Day weekend. I'm here with Thom Clark and Katy Hogan, Andrew Moreno and Diamond Gant, and we are ready to roll with two great guests. We've got Kathy Kelly from the Voices for Creative Nonviolence, and our favorite folk singer, storyteller, Bucky Hawker. So we're going to have a good hour. Good morning, Katy. Good morning, Thom. Take it away.
Good morning, Michael.
Hey there. I want to mention that the guy who starts us out is Andrew Moreno. The guy who, generally starts out by saying, this is Live from the Heartland with...
What's their names?
What's their names again? These people I'm surrounded with. And that guy is Andrew Moreno. I will not forget his name. Thank you, Andrew, our engineer.
He's good, and we're glad to have him in Diamond. We've got two young people working with us, old people, and we're having a great time doing it.
We're in the Convergence Studio, Loyola, where we have wall-to-wall John McCain funeral going around behind us on the monitors.
That's right. Okay, Michael, you
Tell
got
us.
your in there, but
Well, I was just clearing my throat.
I'm thinking a really good way to learn how to make a statement after death is being exampled by Mr. Senator McCain. And the one I'm most impressed with is the fact that he asked Vladimir Kara-Murza, who suffered 2 near-fatal attempts on his life by Putin, to be one of his pallbearers. Talk about a nice flipping of the bird at 2 people at once. Both Putin and the guy in the White House, the guy who's faking in the White House.
Or they would have Bush and Obama do eulogies, but not anyone else for that particular political ill. This all in the context of a new Washington Post ABC poll that shows disapproval for POTUS at 60%. 36% only approve. And
Who are those people?
63% approve the Mueller probe. So I think it was an interesting post-indictment, guilty pleas, etc. week for the president, who tweeted a lot, but I don't think he's getting the same attention that you get.
It might just be my wishful thinking, but I think he's sinking with every single day. I mean, the same day that poll came out, he was in Indiana. He goes around the country, finds these little valleys
Niches.
to gather his people in, and then he can roar lie after lie. Yesterday or Friday it was 90%, I think 94%, I don't know, but if you saw the tape, it's just ridiculous. The guy is claiming that he gets 90% support from his party. Well, GOP, pay attention to that, because, he keeps up at this rate, there won't be a GOP. Please, God.
Well, that might be
What
a
about
good
that?
thing.
What about that blue wave that you're in the middle of, Katy?
Well, okay, this is a whole different thing, but we are working on a blue wave, and I just stepped into it full time to hopefully affect at least 2 or 3 of the 4 possible turns in Illinois congressional politics. We've got this race in the 6th with Sean Casten, that's getting a lot of folks helping out from the city. We've also got Lauren Underwood. She's an incredible possibility in the 13th and 14th and 12th. Down in the south of the state, we've got Brendan Kelly running against a guy named Boast. That one's a possibility, but we can't go down there because they got southern accents down there.
Well, all you people who have contacts down in southern Illinois,
They'll know.
Southern Illinois, tell them about this, because
Yeah.
turn them out. We got to do work everywhere.
The other candidate I didn't mention is Dirksen Londrigan. I do believe she's using her middle name because she's part of the old political family, which was before the GOP was an embarrassment to all things real, free, and true in America. So those 4 races, I'm going to talk more about them if I get on the show again, but Saturday mornings are going to be a big day for me because we got to send people out to those suburban and downstate districts to knock on doors. This is the way you can give to the Blue Wave, other than sending a check, which you should do as well. It's hugely important.
There were a couple of other elections this past week. You want to talk about Florida?
Well,
briefly?
Florida, wow, that's a big success for Bernie Sanders at all, because Gillum, he was not even in the first 2 slots.
Now they figure third
Polls.
or fourth, it,
Yeah.
and he's way outspent by everybody, although
Yeah.
he did get some money at the end.
Yeah, no, Andrew Gillum, that's going to be one heck of a race, and he damn well better win. Is the other
Tough
person
state,
is
really
bad
tough
news.
state.
Really tough
But it's
state.
kind of a crazy state these days.
Yeah.
So who knows, with good groundwork, what could happen there.
That's right.
On the local front, interesting rumors about people who may not run again, like Pat O'Connor, the mayor's floor chief.
Well, that'd be
It's
great.
not certain, but you know, he seems to be maybe wanting to slow down the pace of life a little bit. And of course, I have my own theory about now that we're in petition drive season. I don't see this incumbent mayor necessarily running.
You're kidding.
I think if the Van Dyke trial goes south on him, and that could happen all sorts of different ways, and if he loses Amazon, why would he run again?
When
How
are we
would he
supposed to
defend
know
his
about
record?
Amazon?
It's pending.
I mean, before the election? or-
We're likely to know before the November election, and certainly before the mayoral election.
Well, on Thursday's Sun-Times headline, which I did not read any further, but saw the headline as I was coming in from out of state at O'Hare, the headline on the Sun-Times was questioning whether Rahm was going to run or not, you know? So it's a possibility he won't.
Well, I mean, there is the petition drive that Pat Quinn started for term limits on the mayor. That would affect him. I mean, if that, well, this is a big if that referendum
Gets
makes
on
it
the
to the
ballot.
ballot, which is a big if, because, you know, he's not empowered, the other guy is. And if people show up to vote, Rahm might be kept from running, period, because of the passage of a term limits.
So stay tuned to the Live from the Heartland show every Saturday morning, and we'll fill you in on what we know.
Well, okay.
We especially want to remind people in this petition drive to only sign petitions for candidates you support. As someone who used to always sign petitions to get people on the ballot, because anyone willing to throw their hat in the ring deserves to be there, I now realize that if you sign for more than one candidate for a single position, you're potentially wiping out your signature.
You're not only
Ooh.
wiping out your signature, but in today's climate, with aggravation galore in the basement of the the county building, when you check signatures, you could wipe out a page of signatures on both candidates' signatures. So, yeah, there's a lot of racing for signatures. I understand that both candidates in the 49th ward were collecting signatures at the same place and making accusations, at least from one camp, about the other, that they were asking people who had signed one to sign theirs. I don't believe everything I hear in the 49th ward
that's
during
a good
election
thing.
season, but I did see a woman collecting in front of my gym, and I let the lady know, you sign that one, you can't sign another one. And that voter did know, she was informed, but the person passing it also passed on a bad rumor about her competition. So some people are being paid and some people are not to collect signatures.
So on this Labor Day weekend, we hope the rain lifts so that the Jazz Fest can get into some great
Amen.
music. But we also want you to know about a very important rally next week, Rise for Climate. Katy, can you mention that quickly before we get to our first guest?
Yeah, well, the event itself is gathering at the Federal Plaza. I don't have the exact details in front of me, but it's a huge nationwide Rise for Climate Day. And we will just look for Rise for Climate or 350.org or Sierra Club. Everybody's working on putting people together on the ground for climate next week.
And when we talk about it next week, we're going to have some great music, so stay tuned.
All
You're
right.
listening to Live from the Heartland on WLUW 88.7 FM. Please like us on Facebook,